confirmed yesterday that if the Dolphins won this game, he would be rocking the Osweiler jersey. He was so confident that the Texans were going to win.
I knew what was going to happen.
All right.
David Carr made no such claims. The former Texans quarterback himself. I am Lindsay Rhodes. This is Scott Hansen. Welcome to NFL Total Access. We have Calais Campbell coming up for you in just a bit.
Yeah, but first, Thursday Night Football. Hey, AFC, take notice. The Houston Texans have now won 5 in a row, their first 5-game win streak in 6 years. And Deshaun Watson looks like he is back. Let's go to Houston for the highlight. Well, Deshaun Watson showed up today in style.
Okay.
Jedi robe? Swiggity, swiggity, swag.
It's like a $600 robe, you know. You can do that. Oh, J.J. Watt making fans day pregame. And then he was a nightmare for the Miami offensive line during the game.
With a tight end?
Oh, my God.
What's your plan?
Well, you're gonna,
all week?
You're not going to block him. You're going to try and block him, and it's not going to happen. And then, even the right tackle, Juwan James, had trouble there.
He should get credit for 2 sacks right there.
Tackle for a loss right here. By the way, the sack for Watt was his 8th. That is tied for the league lead. How about some Brocktober action? The former Houston Texan back in the stadium where he thought he was going to be the franchise quarterback. Didn't work out that way, but he'd been good with the Miami Dolphins. Not on this pass, however.
Hey, it was a little holding, though. They held Amendola, so you know what? All on Brock.
Justin Reed on the interception, the rookie out of Stanford. 1 interception, no touchdowns for Osweiler on the day. Watson then rolling out. Jordan Thomas had himself a game.
Who played him in fantasy?
I don't think very many people did.
Halftime, it was a 14-7 lead. Second half, Houston hit the gas pedal on offense. Lamar Miller off left tackle, showing some speed. He had 100-plus last week and a touchdown. Going for a touchdown here, but knocked out at the 10-yard line. He did score a touchdown, ended up with 113 rushing yards, however. 4 plays after this. Look at how far the scramble goes for Deshaun Watson.
This is what makes him special. Extend plays. It's hard to cover people for 6-7 seconds. Somebody's coming over.
I mean, that's no Mitchell Trubisky run, but
And Mitchell makes it look a lot easier.
Yeah, right.
34 yards on the playground scramble, and it was Jordan Thomas again who got that touchdown, 21-10.
Mama, there go
now
that man.
It is Nuke the Bomb, I believe is his Twitter handle.
Man, you got that right. Mama, there go that man.
And DeAndre Hopkins made the play of the year that didn't count.
Just throw it up there to him. Give me that.
Oh, whoa, you got to see it again in slow motion. This looks like something someone would try in a slam dunk contest in the NBA.
That's nasty. Hey, that's nasty right there. They should go to everybody's face in the stands, and it probably look like this.
Well, if you can see James' face right now, even black and white had to say that was something right there. So, Miami gets the football back. Trickery.
Amendola.
You already know it.
They have more wide receivers in the league this year, more touchdown passes than the Bills.
Wow.
We played quarterback in high school.
Kenyon Drake on the touchdown catch there, and then Will Fuller loose and gone.
He gets so wide open. Man, them the best touchdowns when you just walk in.
He runs like a 4-0 40. That's a 73-yard pass, by the way, the longest play from scrimmage for the Texans this year. Fourth quarter now, the lead is still 8, but they're going for more. How about that pass protection?
Great pass protection. Set up by the play action and the fake reverse. So.
Miami Dolphins just said, we're not guarding the deep over.
And fantasy owners that started D-Hop tonight, they started a little slow, but Hopkins with 2 second-half touchdowns, that'll infuriate defensive coordinators around the league, including Matt Burke.
2 fantasy points in the third quarter.
Yeah, he was
and then finished with, what, like 30-plus?
Yeah. Got this one, too, on the slant at the goal line. That was on Xavier Howard. By the way, Xavier Howard and DeAndre Hopkins exchanged words before the game during the week. Well, advantage Hopkins, 42-23. It's a good weekend.
Hey, look, great job. Great job. You guys have done this. You have done it, okay? You guys have worked your butts off to get back to this point. Now the key is, okay, you got to take care of your bodies. You got a little bit of rest here. JJ already said it. No, not doing that. No. Not that much longer. This is you making us wait. All right, we'll see you on Monday.
Everybody in Deshaun Watson's party bus, we're going to Mexico.
That's it,
right?
That's it.
All right, Deshaun Watson was sensational tonight. How about 5 touchdown passes, 4 incompletions for Watson?
Yeah, I like that.
Quite an improvement over the last couple of games. He looks like he's back in his form that he was in midseason. And again, a 5-game win streak for the league or the division leaders in the AFC South. And the QB had a post-game interview with Aaron Andrews.
Sean, you told me this week, coming off that injury last year and, of course, dealing with injuries now, it's been a slow process for you to start over. It looked anything but slow tonight. 5 touchdowns, only 4 incompletions on the night. What was going right for you in this offense?
Just fun, energy. We're executing, sticking to the details, and we're just playing free. And, we got our swagger back today. And we just wanted to have fun and try to light up the scoreboard on prime time, and that's what we did.
Yeah, and you got that smile going, too. Everybody's wondering what could have happened last year if you hadn't got hurt. Now this offense is moving. They look like you're in such a groove. How explosive can you guys be if you keep clicking?
I don't even know how explosive we can be. I know it's top-notch, and we just got to keep working. Today we showed just a little bit, but we're only going to continue to get better and improve each and every week.
Feeling good heading to Denver next week?
I feel great. Got to go on weekend, so I'm going to get to celebrate.
Awesome. Thanks so much.
Thank you.
Man, forget about that bus that took Watson to Jacksonville. Might be time to hop on the bandwagon there in Houston.
Right.
5 straight wins.
Yeah.
This is a team that I think people weren't totally sold on. Do you think more so tonight?
They better
do it for
be.
you?
And I don't even say, I seen the 5 touchdown passes. I seen Hopkins one-hand catches, but Lamar Miller, if they can get this guy to run the ball and have a balanced offense like they had tonight and had against Jacksonville, this is a very scary team. It takes hits off of Watson. You see the play action passes down the field. This is what a run game can do. And if they can get him going and keep him going, this is going to be a scary team because we know they play defense, too.
And a lot of offensive lines in the league are geared one way or the other. These guys are geared to run block, and then play action pass is set up off of that. And this is their formula going forward. You have to be in the 20-25 range as far as pass attempts for Deshaun.
Absolutely.
It's a very good spot for him. Big throws down the field. We remember last year what happened. They were scoring 40, 50 points a game, and it was all chunk plays, all play action. And so they utilized that very well. I thought the run game was nice with Lamar, obviously adding Deshaun's ability to move around and just extend plays, going above the X's and O's. It's a very scary football team.
And we all know O-linemen. O-linemen, they always in the huddle. Let's run it. Let's run it. Let's run it. So if you giving them what they want, when it's play action pass time, they're going to give you the best they got. So you better keep running and keep them hogs happy up there.
Deshaun Watson had been hit 68 times coming into this game and had been sacked 26 times. Both of those numbers the most in the NFL. Miami got to him one time by hitting him and did not sack him at all. How in the world did this game play out that way?
Well, I mean, really, we have a film that we could show you and just kind of show you some of the plays that he makes. But in reality, it comes down to being able to run the football. But Deshaun is special. Deshaun has the ability to go, like I said before, extend above the X's and O's. This play isn't designed to be like this. He was obviously going to set something else up, but he tucks it, picks up 10, 12 yards. Fantastic play. He's got great pocket presence, great feel for what's around him, especially for a young player to be able to slide there, still keeps his eyes down the field, knows where to move, knows where his checkdowns are. Even though he misses it, he avoids a sack, avoiding negative play. Sacks kill drives. So he's been sacked a lot early on, but just his feel, it's really nice to see. I mean, eyes down the field, looking for a big play, finding DeAndre Hopkins, and yeah, absolutely fist pumps when you do something.
And a lot of these hits, especially early in the season, were on Watson. He's holding the ball, trying to make a play, let everybody know he's Michael Jordan in cleats. Instead of throwing the ball away and getting it out, don't take no hits, no unnecessary hits. But then again, you add the run game, and now the pass rushers cannot just pin their ears back and come get Watson, because if you do, we're going to run it right up the gut. So this run game is really helping keep some of that heat off them as well, too. They are going to be a very scary team.
You have to figure this Dolphins team was deflated when they had trouble getting to him the way that they did, because you have to figure this is a guy who had to take a bus to last week's game because he's so banged up. The key to the game had to be to get to him.
Yeah, for sure. And then when they weren't able to do that because of the run game, like James mentioned, I mean, that's when it's very difficult. And then you start getting overly aggressive and you pin your ears back. You got to try and stop the run, and the linebackers get aggressive. Like you were saying, there's no drop underneath for the deep over routes. And then you find out guys are just running wide open. Like, how'd they get so wide open? It's because of the threat of the run game. Takes pressure off your quarterback, takes hits off your quarterback, but then also opens up huge gains down the field.
And not only that, when you take a bus to go and sacrifice your body for your team, Yeah. You think they're not going to come out here, your O-line, and sell out for you and make sure we keep him upright?
A little footnote on it. This was not a Greyhound.
He has done for us.
He had a masseuse with him on the bus.
It doesn't matter. That is a long bus ride to be there for your team. I know a lot of guys will be like, hey, coach, just hold me off till next week so I can fly this little hour flight. I'm not getting on no bus for no 13 hours, you know? So for him to sell out for his team, his O-linemen, they know that, and they're going to work for him, and they're going to keep him upright.
Yeah. I'll tell you what, no stage is too big. He had all the big games in Clemson as a college quarterback, and then so far in the NFL in primetime games, like tonight, he's 3-1 with 11 touchdown passes and only 1 interception. So the game's not too big for him.
Oh, yeah, the stars come out at night now.
Obviously not too big for D-Hop. The best catch that wasn't actually a catch maybe ever.
Incredible.
This was insane, guys.
Yeah,
Can't see this enough times.
Yeah, this makes me smile right here.
This happened. I checked Twitter immediately. He was the #1 trend within seconds.
Yeah.
I mean, just thousands of tweets right out of the gate.
He does this all the time.
Look at the face. I'm telling you, the faces is always the best part. Yeah.
And it was offsetting penalties, so O'Brien was losing his mind.
Absolutely. Which, he kind of could have. I mean, they both kind of extended their arm. Just let him play a little bit.
But I'm telling you, we're going to see so many more of these catches from Hop because when your quarterback sees you make a play like this, they don't care if it's 3 people on you, 5 people on you. They are going to give you an opportunity to make plays because they see the things that you can do. This right here is special, man. I'm still smiling, Hop.
Well, there's a guy out there who knows a thing or two about catches that weren't actually ruled as catches, and he was impressed by that one.
Oh, Dez.
That was nasty D-Hop from Dez Bryant.
Dez caught it. It should always be.
Should be like default.
Todd Gurley with a couple of goats.
Yeah, 3 goats.
Man. That did become a bit of a conversation after that one catch. You know, we have short memories here in the NFL, but he's the best receiver in the league and certainly is worth being in that conversation.
That's
Joe Thomas. There you go. See?
There it is.
Like
Joe
on cue.
Said, here you go, Lindsay.
Joe Thomas is convinced. All right, so next Thursday night, guess where we're going, JJ? Think LL, back. There you go.
Oh, nice.
The Battle of the Bay. Niners, Raiders. Get to watch David watch his brother, if he's still there. Trade deadline's on Tuesday.
Oh, wow.
James wants him to go to the Jags, who already have one of the best defensive players in the entire league.
Thrilled to welcome in 3-time Pro Bowl defensive end, last year's All-Pro defensive end, Calais Campbell, the leader of the Jacksonville Jaguars, as the Jags go to their home away from home over the Atlantic to London. You guys have been there every year. This is your second year going personally. The Eagles have never been there. Is that an advantage for you guys, schedule, travel-wise?
I sure hope so. You know, experience does play a role when you look at this kind of stuff. And last year I was able to pick some of the brains of the guys who have traveled there before, and they've kind of given me some advice, and it really paid off. And I was able to have a pretty good game. And this is a worthy opponent. You know, these are 2 gladiators who are both desperate for a win. You know, just the way the seasons have gone. You know, this is a matchup where both teams are going to be hungry and motivated to go out there and play good ball. And, you know, I think it's exciting to be able to go to London and compete.
From the outside looking in, you guys have been subject to all sorts of hot takes with fans and the media. The Jags are a mess right now. The defense isn't the same. The offense can't get it working. They're fighting in the locker room. What's the real take about what's going on inside of your building?
I mean, it's just, real take is we've had a couple bad weeks of football, you know, but at the end of the day, we're still alive. Opportunities are right there in front of us. You know, it's another opportunity to, you know, regroup, get back to the basics and play some good football. You know, we're definitely still together, tight-knit group. You know, at the end of the day, this is a child's game. We got to enjoy ourselves and go out there and just get one win.
How confident are you that you're going to get the play that you need at quarterback?
Very much. You know, I look into his eyes and I see a competitor. You know, and nobody's tougher on himself than Blake. You know, he loves the game. He wants to do well. You know, and he understands. You know, if you take away the turnovers, you know, this is a different ball game. You know, and so, you know, he's focused and working hard, and I see it in his eyes that he's ready to go.
You think Jalen Ramsey's in for a bounce-back game?
Yeah, man, he's a beast, man. He's a competitor. He loves the game. He's very gifted, and every time he goes out there, I expect him to bring his A game, and he always does, you know. And he brings that energy. You know, he talks that trash, and, and he, you know, he really creates that swagger that we all feed off of.
All right, to get you ready for your weekend in the UK, we thought we'd give you a crash course on some British slang.
Yeah, I'm ready. Let's go.
All right, here we go. If someone calls you a geezer, is that a good thing or a bad thing?
That sounds like a bad thing.
Sounds like a bad thing. We in the U.S. would call that like an old person, like you're past your prime or something. It's actually a good thing in the U.K. It kind of means suave or dapper. Like if you are suited and booted, they say, look at that geezer right there.
Yeah, well, I'm going to have to be a geezer all week then.
Okay. If someone tells you to take a lift to the loo.
Now I know this one. That's the elevator to the men's room.
Elevator to the men's room. Everybody knows loo, and you got to figure that out quickly if you're spending a whole weekend there in London. The word chuffed. Chuffed. Does it mean nauseous or thrilled?
I'm going to go with thrilled.
Thrilled. You hit it. You hit it. Chuffed means thrilled or exuberant about something. How about this one?
Like you guess.
How about faff? Faff. Does that refer to wasting time or an embarrassing bodily function?
I'm going to go with wasting time.
It is. Wasting time indeed. So I'll tell you what, Calais, don't faff around with us anymore. You and the rest of the geezers go out and get a win so that Duval can be chuffed once again.
Yes, sir. I like your lingo.
And you will see Calais Campbell and the Jags taking on the Philadelphia Eagles live from Wembley Stadium Sunday morning, 9:30 a.m. Eastern Time, right here on NFL Network. Pre-game coverage starts at 7 a.m. Eastern.
You know who you won't see in that one is A.J. Boye. The Jags corner was ruled out today with a calf injury that he suffered yesterday in practice. According to the team, he is not traveling with them tonight, nor is Tyler Patman, another corner. So that position taking a major depth hit this week. Don't know if Rob Gronkowski will play this week, but he did take a step in the right direction today, limited at practice after missing Sunday's game with a back injury. Sony Michel, who left that game early with a knee injury, did not practice. He's got till Monday, though, as does this guy, LaShawn McCoy, still in the concussion protocol, but advancing through it, limited at practice today. Also limited for the second straight day, Cam Newton in Carolina, though Ron Rivera says there is no doubt that he will play on Sunday. Doesn't sound like Khalil Mack is in danger of missing the Bears game, but he has missed both practices this week. Marlon Mack popped up on the injury report yesterday and did not practice today for the Colts, nor did Matt Breida for San Francisco. Adam Vinatieri just 5 points away from the all-time
straight. One of the best win streaks for a team that started 0-3 in modern NFL history. In fact, if they're able to win next week at Denver, they will tie the longest win streak for a team that started 0-3 in the Super Bowl era. And after the game, 3 of the stars that made it happen visited with the post-game crew.
What a fun game to watch. But Deshaun, you had more touchdowns tonight than incompletions. Only 4 incompletions for you, 5 touchdowns. You were on fire. You didn't get sacked in this game either. And now you have the Texans 5 wins in a row. After the start that you have, what do you contribute? What clicked for you guys?
Really just having fun. I mean, getting back to, getting our swagger back. That was the biggest thing, especially on the offensive side. Everyone just having fun, playing free, not overthinking things. And that's what we did, attention to details and, to get one play at a time and we start clicking.
JJ, what do you say about this team? After the 0-3 start, the sky is falling, everybody is panicking. But Jonathan Joseph sent out a tweet saying, that was just on the outside. You guys were calm, cool, collective. You believed in each other. You just worked to get back. Now, you're the top of the division with a little cushion, and you got Monday off. You're off till Monday.
Yeah, no, it's crazy. You start off 0-3, and outside, the whole world's falling. But inside, we knew what we had. We knew the guys we had. We knew. And the thing is, a lot of these guys, myself, have been through adversity, through injuries, stuff like that. So we know what it's like to be down and out. And we also know how to climb back out of it. So we're nowhere near where we want to be, but 5 wins in a row feels pretty good.
Feels real good.
So, DeAndre, your red zone offense today was outstanding. 4 for 4, 4 trips in the red zone, 4 touchdowns. What do you guys contribute that to? I know it's been a work in progress, but tonight it showed.
The big thing for us was no penalties. In the past, we had penalties that set us back. So we came out knowing that if we don't get any penalties and hurt ourselves down, then we're going to score.
And And Willie, actually, I wanted to jump in real quick. Ask you, Deshaun, how the whole rib situation is feeling. We talked a lot about this bus ride that you took last week. I was wondering about this bus in general, how amazing it was. But how are you feeling? How are you feeling?
Like? I mean, the bus ride was fun. We had a TV on that thing. We had TVs, beds, games,
massage therapists. They said you had it all.
I told them last week I'm coming out with an album.
D-Hop, just talk about it, man. You always come up in the conversation when we talk about best receiver in the league. Do you amaze yourself sometime with some of these catches? I just want you to take a look. I know you haven't seen it yet. Take a look at this catch, man. This catch was sick. And it wasn't pass interference on you either.
Oh, man, what a pass interference is.
No.
Exactly.
Look at that, man. Do you see how you came down with the ball? Look at your teammates.
I think I amazed myself on that one, man.
That is sick.
I definitely amazed myself
that
on
is
that one.
sick.
Through the legs.
Through the legs.
We're going to count that catch.
We're going to count it. I counted it already.
That's a catch in my book.
I saw your highlight reel forever. That's one of the best I've ever seen. Do you just feel like you can't be covered by any quarterback in the league?
I really do, man. One-on-one. I feel like I can't be covered, man. I feel like if I put the ball in the air, it's my ball. It's either a PI or I'm coming down with it.
That's right.
It's so awesome. And then you have the offense that didn't turn the ball over for 2 straight games, and then the defense that has 11 takeaways since week 4. That's the most in the NFL. What do you think this team is doing different this year around JJ, especially the defense? Like, do you feel like you guys are sort of meshing better this year?
We're starting to click. I mean, it takes time. You know, we start off a little rough, and then you just week by week. There's no magic wand. You can't wave a wand and make it all better. We're just working week by week. The guys are getting comfortable with each other. Everybody's starting to know their assignments and do them. And we have a lot of great playmakers that know how to make plays.
Wait, JJ, first of all, you're washed up. At the beginning of the season, you weren't even supposed to be here. They said you was washed up, didn't have nothing left. And all you're doing is leading the league in sacks, tied with 8 sacks. I mean, you're feeling pretty good now, right?
You know, it's crazy. I got a couple of my best friends here this weekend, and we were just talking about last weekend when they were here. I was sitting on the couch in a brace, and I had to pee in a bottle, and they had to clean it by peeing in the bottle because I couldn't get up to go to the bathroom.
Too much information.
It's too much. I asked them, I said, should I tell this story or should I not tell the story? They said, tell the story. So I said, all right, I'll tell the story.
We love the honesty.
This year is a lot better. They don't have to clean anything up. Don't worry.
Good stuff, and we've got lots more ahead this weekend. Philly, Jacksonville kicking us off, a huge game for both teams. We've got Denver, KC. If Denver's D plays the way that they did last week, that could be good. And then we've got Cleveland, Pittsburgh tied the last time they played. The last 2 games here are great. The NFC Championship rematch in Minnesota. We've got Rodgers versus the Rams. On paper, that one, not a particularly evenly matched affair, but you show me someone who's willing to ride off that Green Bay quarterback, and I'll show you someone who's never seen him play.
Not these guys.
No, right? No. It's not going to be easy, though, JJ. Packers averaging 9 points fewer than Los Angeles. So how does Green Bay go about winning this?
Listen, I know everybody looks at Aaron Rodgers. They see Jared Goff. They're like, oh, it's about to be a shootout. I'm thinking opposite. You come in here, we need long drives. We need to eat up the clock. 7-minute drive, 12, 13-play drives, and they cannot end with field goals. They have to end with touchdowns. We want to keep that big-time offense on the sideline, and we want to be able to sustain drives and get touchdowns, not field goals.
So no Mason Crosby.
Heavy dose of Aaron Jones, please.
All right. Well, my fantasy team would enjoy that very much. What about the Rams? What do they need to do here?
What's interesting is James was talking about shootouts, but Sean McVay and the Rams shoot out a lot different than most teams. Like, you see some teams will get out, throw the ball 50 times a game. These guys line up, and we'll show you in the film right here. They line up and they run the football with Todd Gurley. That's what they want to do, because that sets up what they do best. Right here, there's 8 guys at the line of scrimmage. You have motion by the receiver, a tight end cutting back, and then Todd Gurley is getting loose into the secondary, and that's a gash run with 8 guys within 5 yards. There are 10 defenders within 4 yards of the line of scrimmage here. It's a tight formation. You've obviously established the run game, a play-action pass to Todd Gurley, and now you run unconventional type plays. Usually you see a deep post and a crossing route. So here comes Cooper Kupp, looks like he's running a crossing route, and then he wheels up the sideline. Anthony Barr has no chance. That's all scheme, play design, utilizing the running back in the backfield with the play action. Obviously, Jared Goff has a good feel for Cooper Kupp, and their connection is great, but that's how you design big play shootout plays, is run, big play action pass. They do it more than anyone else in the league, and they do it better than anyone else in the league.
Cooper Kupp, by the way, doubtful to play in this one, so we'll see a lot of Robert Woods, see a lot of Brandon Cooks. Games in L.A., that could be important. Green Bay winless on the road so far. You know who else is on the road this week? New Orleans. And you know where they're on the road this week? U.S. Bank Stadium, where they do not have the best memories.
Tired of that.
I'm seeing that one play over and over again.
Well, I mean, that's what we've seen this play a million times from different angles, and the Saints are so tired of this play. And this is a revenge game. This is the perfect example of a revenge game in the league. Your guys are playing back at their strength, though. I feel like with Ingram back, Kamara out there, you just traded for Eli Apple. You got some help on defense opposite Marshawn Lattimore. You're loaded. You're ready to go in here and do this thing. So I would ride Drew Brees in that offense and let him go.
Make a crazy play. That's the best way to eliminate our need to show that crazy play from last year. Much like the L.A. Green Bay matchup, though, James, there's a bit of a scoring deficiency in this one. So how do the Vikings keep up with that Saints O?
Listen, no Dalvin Cook. Drew Brees is playing lights out. Keep him on the sideline. Latavius Murray, the L train. Give him the ball. He's been playing. I want to show you some runs here. And look, I got to give my receivers some love because they always say receivers calls the big plays in the run game and the touchdown. Look at Adam Thielen. It's not a big-time block, but I just got your attention so the L train can get on past you and get in the end zone. That's all we got to do. That's all we talk. We don't want the boom, knock your helmet off. And then right here,
turn that into a wide receiver highlight.
This is a special run by him. This is you've been giving me touches. I'm in a rhythm with my offensive line. I'm feeling good. Look at this. Everything's saying go right there and go score a touchdown. He's patient. He waits, cut this back to the left. I holla. That's what that is. L train, give him the ball if you want to win.
Thielen and Thomas, by the way, a great wide receiver matchup in this one. The only players in the NFL with 150-plus catches and 1,500-plus yards since the start of last season. And they have a lot more than that in both of those categories. All right, time now to reveal the FedEx Air and Ground players from Week 7.
Snap back to Mahomes. Twist by the Bengals. Mahomes throwing near side, wide open. Touchdown! Kansas City on the near side of the field. And Patrick Mahomes on fire.
The kid is so aware of his surroundings and what's going on.
Stafford out of the gun, wants to give it to Kerryon Johnson, does big hole, Kerryon bounces it right at the 25. It's a foot race at the 30, carry out of the 40, to the 50, inside of Dolphin territory, and finally taken down inside the 30.
Kerryon just exploded through that hole, nice.
Congrats to those guys on those honors. How about this one for Von Miller? He's the Week 7 winner of the NFL's Way to Play award, honoring proper technique on the field. Miller had a field day with the Arizona offensive line on Thursday Night Football a week ago. Well, the first time they played back in Week 4, the Broncos hit Packers are on the bye. The first-place Chiefs and the third-place Broncos head-to-head at Arrowhead on Sunday. Should be a good one. The best record in the AFC belongs to those Kansas City Chiefs, and the best offense in the NFL right now, statistically speaking, is the Kansas City Chiefs.
Yeah.
Well, what does Denver got to do in this one?
Really, Denver has one player that can completely wreck a football game. And if you think about it, it's Von Miller. Von Miller is the guy that needs to show up in this game. The last time he had one tackle, no sacks. This is what they're going to try and do. If you're Kansas City, you got to design. Tight end's going to try and chip. All that does is create space for Von to see the quarterback steps up, gets the ball out. Obviously, Patrick Mahomes moves around a lot, tries to buy time, make big plays. You have to get the football out. Here again, you're going to try and design things up. If you're Andy Reid, you got to protect your quarterback. Get your tight end out there. Again, create space. Tackle has no chance right here. Again, hand on the ball every time. That's a common theme with Von Miller. I'm surprised he didn't get one out last time versus Patrick Mahomes because this is what he does. Again, right off the edge, tackle. Look at this move. He just drops his hips. It's incredible for the size this guy is. And again, he's going for the football. So this is kind of the wild card for me. If Von Miller can get in there, get the ball out a couple times, create some turnovers in a short field for his offense, I think they have a chance.
They played 3 special quarters of football last time they played the Kansas City Chiefs.
Yeah, they did.
And was in this game. And in the fourth quarter, they let him outside the pocket, and he started making plays. Keep him inside the pocket, force him to make throws from inside the pocket, collapse the middle of the pocket, and try to get after him, but don't let him outside.
Kansas City's defense is nothing special now. They give up yards by the bushel. So if Denver can put some points up, put a little bit of pressure on him, and then, like you said, and then if Von can do what you just showed. Texans had an explosion on offense today, and that means a fantasy football explosion as well. None bigger than Deshaun Watson with his 5 touchdown passes equating to almost 31 fantasy points. By the way, we have 2 great researchers here on Thursday night at NFL Network.
Yes, we do.
Tony and Kevin. Kevin, in his fantasy football league, just from tonight, has 82 fantasy points. And we're just not even getting to Sunday yet. So Kevin's opponent, sorry.
Yeah, right? By the way, he has Lamar Miller on his fantasy team, and you know how we know that? Because every time he did something, it sounded like what?
Every time Lamar Miller touched the ball, it was like...